のですが。
じゃあそれでいいですよ。
聖火様、私はあなたの味方です。どうかそれだけは忘れないでください。
So another week, another good news, bad news situation. Good news is we have 2 episodes left of the Reincarnation of Strongest Exorcist. We have episode 12 and episode 13 to kind of wrap it up. Bad news is this week kind of felt a little bit like a waste to me. Now, I do think that it did provide a little bit of context. I think it did provide the next kind of thing that's going to occur, and I think it did reinforce maybe all of our thoughts on the princess. For those who click off early, I'm going to post something that I was going to cover later in the video up front. The princess towards the end of the episode tells Seika, she says, "Seika, I am on your side, never forget that." Now, I didn't think that they would tackle this because the anime's not that good. And when I say that, I mean, like, it's a solid 6.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying it. It's just not spectacular. A lot of potential, like most anime, wasted. But, you know, one of the things I thought that they would never tackle here would be, you know, kind of like Seika's past wife and kind of the whole entire situation behind that. I was hoping that we would get more than just a mention. I would hope that we would get like a whole backstory. It doesn't seem like we're actually going to get that, so I'm going to pose the question to you guys now. The princess with saying that Seika, I'm on your side, never forget it, with her being, you know, divine, having a divination, with her being able to have future sight, is there also a possibility that she is the reincarnation of his past wife? Now, Seika, the reason I mentioned that is Seika at some point did mention that she was very much like his past wife in the past life. And that led me to the next theme of this episode with what she said specifically. Now, I'm not saying that she's one for one reincarnated as like she has all the memories and everything. But, you know, because of her divination power, there is a chance that maybe she could see in the past. Maybe she could see the past life that she lived. Maybe she is still able to retain some memories, maybe through dreams or something. I'm not saying that she's a one-for-one thing. I'm saying that, like most reincarnations that are in anime, it's a very slight hint of, like, I think I kind of remember being this person. I kind of remember doing this thing, etc., etc. So could it be a situation to where maybe she's the reincarnation of his former wife? I would love to see that more explored, and I love that that is a possibility in this whole situation, especially with her kind of like not devoting herself, but, you know, making it a very apparent that, hey, no matter what happens, I'm on your side here, like making that kind of like claim, that putting that line in the sand there for Seika, and him not truly even understanding, like, well, what does she really mean by this? Or maybe not understanding the gravitas or the gravity of which, you know, that statement really holds, and like what weight that really holds to her, to him. And for her, obviously, that statement is something that holds a lot of weight for something to come. For him, he has to wait to see what that thing that's going to come really is, you know. Again, he's really represented a lot as maybe like the demon or something like that. And I don't really think that's the case, because you have all these other demons who are fighting for somebody specific. So whatever the case is, though, it seems like that statement holds a lot of weight. But the question, do you think maybe she is the reincarnation of his wife? So I think that was probably the most important takeaway for this episode. Outside of that, you know, the episode reintroduced us to that group at the end of the episode that's going to kill the hero. They're doing this to secure the devil's future. Apparently, who the devil is or what that future that they want to secure really is, who knows? But they're going to have to face Amu. They're going to have to face Seika. They're going to have to face Mabel and a whole entire school behind them. So they have their... Just Seika alone, they are not going to win this, obviously, because he's our protagonist. So it's going to be very interesting to see on how that ends up playing out. So that's kind of the main thing here. The rest of the episode, though, you know, I would say this episode, you know, a 5 out of 10. It was fine, you know. I did enjoy Seika dodge the princess at the beginning of the episode and finally give in, because Amu was like, hey, the princess has been alone. She's been looking for you. She's just playing chess by herself. Spend some time with her. So Amu kind of pushed Seika that way. He gave in. She gave him a handicap, and they made a wager, and now at some point in life he has to follow at least one order from her, which she's banking on for the future. She gave him a very intriguing answer about civilization, kings, queens, democracies, whatever you call it, everything. Basically, the way that the land is ruled. It's not democracy; that's the wrong word. But the way that things are kind of ruled and the land's ruled. We talked about future sight, so we did mention the future sight. Seika called her out on that. She was worried the whole time of how to actually tell Seika, so it's a good thing for them to have that conversation. And then the episode went on with Luft and being Seika's brother, and Mabel saying that now she wants to marry a noble. Seika called her out on that BS. And then that's really all that happened this episode. So overall, a lot of fluff this episode. Not exactly the most intriguing or like mind-boggling episode that there was, unfortunately. But again, it did pose a couple of different questions, a couple of different theories, and we have 2 more episodes to really kind of flatten and finish this out. At very least, we're going to be able to finish this arc that they just introduced with this group that's the hero killers. We're going to be able to at least see that fight and what's next, and then probably end with the next term of school officially starting. If I had to put my money on anything, or maybe the next term does start and then they have to face these enemies. I don't know, but it seems that we're gonna get the enemy's arc buttoned up. And will we get the question about the princess and stuff answered? Will we get the stuff about his past wife answered? Probably not, which is gonna be pretty sad to see. So I'm just hoping for a decent ending to the season, as a lot of other trash anime, a lot of other I don't want to call this trash necessarily, because I don't think that's the right word. A lot of other middle-of-the-road, decent anime have gotten season 2s, or season 3s even sometimes, right? So there is a chance for this to get a season 2, even though it is just a decent middle 6 out of 10. It's, if you, on a scale from awful to masterpiece, it's good. So I think that this would definitely be potential for a season 2. I just don't see it happening. And if there's any news that you guys have heard of, let me know in the comments. And lastly, let me know what you guys think about my random kind of like call out with the princess being reincarnated and stuff. Not in the same way that he was, but a natural one. Let me know what you guys think about that theory in the comments below, and just this episode overall. All right, I'm going to see you guys next week for episode 12. We have 2 weeks left to spend with each other for this anime, and hopefully it gets better and finishes strong. All right, see you next week. Peace.